Mono News time. Alright, this time we're discussing Man of Steel 2. So it seems as though, after a while of trying to get a Man of Steel sequel on track, originally, before Batman vs Superman was announced, we knew that there was a Man of Steel 2 or a Man of Steel sequel in the works after the original Man of Steel did well at the box office, but ultimately that sort of morphed into Batman vs Superman. So fans of Superman and DC have been eagerly awaiting a proper, fully fledged sequel for Henry Cavill's Superman, and now it looks like we're finally getting a bit of a push from Warner Brothers and DC to try and get this thing moving. So the news comes from Collider News sources that Kingsman, the Secret Service filmmaker Matthew Vaughn is Warner Brothers' top choice at the moment to direct Man of Steel 2. Now, for those of you who don't know, Matthew Vaughn is probably one of the best stylized filmmakers in the business right now. He reinvigorated the X-Men franchise with X-Men First Class after both X-Men The Last Stand and X-Men Origins kind of took that franchise into a bit of a nosedive and reinvigorated and gave X-Men a sort of bit of a new purpose, a new direction. We got the suits and a bright and sort of colourful X-Men that we hadn't really seen with Bryan Singer's films, even though Bryan Singer's films were still some of the best comic book films released to date. But First Class really reinvigorated and gave us a bit more of a comic accurate as these X-Men films have kind of been to this point. Even though it's kind of muddled up the X-Men timeline. But he also gave us R-rated comic book films before Deadpool kind of made them cool by releasing Kick-Ass in 2010, and obviously having worked on Kingsman, the Secret Service, and also directing the sequel Kingsman, the Golden Circle, which is releasing this year. Matthew Vaughn and Mark Millar, comic book writer Mark Millar, had also pitched their own take on a Superman movie to Warner Brothers, which ultimately was disregarded in favour of Christopher Nolan and David S. Goya's take, which was Man of Steel, as at the time we obviously had the Dark Knight trilogy as sort of the main focus for Warner Brothers at the time, and that was the direction that they wanted their superhero films to be in. But Matthew Vaughn sort of had his own very unique take on Man of Steel and his own sort of tone as to what Man of Steel or a Superman film would be. The one thing Matthew Vaughn has commented on with what a Superman film would be is that, and I quote, "I think that's the one thing not to do with Superman, trying to do the serious, the Dark Knight version. Superman is about colour and fun, or it should be, for me." These comments sort of came out before Man of Steel had entered production, so these were years ago, and obviously time has changed. We've got the whole DCEU at the moment. Hopefully, while some people are kind of disappointed with how Superman has been portrayed, I for one really love Man of Steel, and I'm one of the defenders of the Batman vs Superman, at least the Ultimate Edition, as I sort of understand and appreciate the sort of progression that they're putting Superman through at the moment, where he has been introduced into this sort of darker, more serious world, which is kind of realistic for the times that we live in. And he's sort of slowly progressing into the Superman that we could sort of know and love, the bright, colourful beacon of hope, which I think we will see in Justice League when he returns. Matthew Vaughn, I think, would be a fantastic choice for Man of Steel 2, considering, again, he had pitched an idea for a Superman film years before Man of Steel went into production. So hopefully if this does come to fruition, it could only be good things. We could get a really fun, energetic and kinetic Superman film, and probably something that's more in line with what fans have kind of been hoping for Superman and what they want to see in a Superman film. Something a bit more in the line of maybe not quite the Richard Donner Superman, but sort of a nice blend of Zack Snyder's Man of Steel with a bit more hope and optimism that we're kind of used to seeing with Superman. However, what is known is that if Matthew Vaughn doesn't take Man of Steel 2, Warner Brothers apparently very much wants him in the DCEU fold and would offer him another DC property to adapt to film. So there's plenty of opportunities for Matthew Vaughn after Kingsman: The Golden Circle this year in the DC world, it seems. So if he does take it, I'd be very happy. I know a lot of other people would be very happy with Matthew Vaughn taking over a Superman film. And this is only good things for both Henry Cavill, who for some people think Henry Cavill has been underutilized, particularly in Batman vs Superman. I mean, I found that the Ultimate Cut helped give Henry Cavill Superman a bit more screen time and character development for that film. The theatrical cut, yes, didn't quite bring that across and from more like a Batman film, but the Ultimate Cut gave Superman a bit more screen time and a bit more presence in the film, and really helped develop his character a bit more. And we got to see a bit more of this progression that both Zack Snyder and Charles Roven have sort of been discussing in interviews about Superman's progression over these films. So I think, yes, Justice League will see the sort of more hopeful Superman return that we've been sort of that fans have sort of been clamoring for, and then Man of Steel 2, if directed by Matthew Vaughn, will kind of be a celebration of Superman as a character, and really, I think, would give Superman a real good chance to sort of shine in the DCEU and give Henry Cavill a really great moment to really explore the character and develop his acting chops in this role, and give us sort of a defining role, the defining stamp as Superman. As obviously many people hold Christopher Reeve as the one and only Superman, but I think if this happens, I think if Matthew Vaughn takes over the Superman character in Man of Steel 2, I think we might get something really special that fans are really clamoring for. So let me know what you think. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. Do you want to see Matthew Vaughn take over Superman with Man of Steel 2? Or if not, which DC film would you like him to take over instead? Or would you like him to ignore the DCEU altogether? You can also subscribe to the channel, and you can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter at The Mono Report. Thank you, and see you later. Bye.